Everybody, don't get anxious, get prepared. Your career engineer right here. That's me, Francina Harrison. Today, we're going to talk about it's still to me Independence Month. I know we've had our Independence Day, but I think it's important in this season with the way things are that we have to find a way to be independent in our career, life, or business. So if you're enjoying this broadcast, feel free to like, to share, to make sure whichever platform you're enjoying this on, to make sure you set your reminders. And I'm live. So if you have a question, you can put that right in the comment. You can network, put your little links out there. I'll be shouting people out all through the 15 minutes we're here together. So get your pins, invite your friends, do that type of thing. And we're going to talk about ways to be independent at work, in life, and in your business. Stay tuned. Hey, told you it doesn't take me long to do what I got to do. So this is being powered by our very own TCEnow.com. That would be my website. So go there, check it out, and all kinds of good stuff. Our TCE Summit returns November 3rd this year. So TCEsummit.com. Get your tickets. And if you have any questions or comments, like if you don't want to put them here and you want to put them someplace else, you can send me an email, info@tcenow.com. I will make sure that I get it. And you never know, not only would your question could be, I'll answer it, after, but it might be something I might go, that's something good for a radio show or TV show. But let's stay focused. Today, what we want to talk about, with the Spirit of Independence Day, I was on television the first of the month, and I thought about ways that we needed to be independent, staying with the thing, staying with the way the holiday is. But for real, in this economy, the way it is today, the dynamics of it, the ever-changing environments, ecosystems, everything, it may be smart, it may be wise for you to get your independence on, okay? And I mean how you work, how you live, how you play, all those things. So we're going to hit that here. And as I shared, while we're live, you can send a message or you can put in the chat or you can promote yourself. Let me know who you are. If you're one of our Career Engineer TCE Network members, let me know because I definitely want to shout you out. If you're catching me later, put your comment there. You never know. I do try to answer questions after the event, right? After the event. So here's one of my first things here. I think it's important for folks to put in the mindset of becoming a career entrepreneur. And what do I mean by that? You notice I'm playing with both of these two words that technically some people say really don't go together, but I think they do. Entrepreneurship for my business owners, you've got that spirit of entrepreneurship. You thought of something, you made it happen, you pushed it out, and you repeat it. My career people, okay, W-2 ain't a bad space. It's nice to have a regular paycheck coming in. But guess what? You got to think like a business. You got to put that entrepreneurship hat on. And yes, you are working for someone. You're a W-2. Your taxes come out your check. I get it. But are you a career entrepreneur at the job? Are you thinking about what you do, the contributions you're doing, but putting that spin on, you know what? I am my own independent minded business owner right now. So being a career entrepreneur, for those of my W-2 folks, can help you to stand out, move up, make more money, but it also can give you a sense of ownership of what you're doing. Now, there's some lines I don't want you to cross with this. You're not running the shop, but as you're putting your brand and your contributions out there, think of yourself as a business that will do something really think different in terms of how you work. So, for example, it can help you to review, the career entrepreneur. Think of like, okay, people go, I can type, I can file, I can do accounting, I can teach. What else can folks do? I can do customer care, customer service. I do procurement. Well, think of those things as your product line. Like those are the things your business delivers. Because this also helps you when it's time to interview to get better opportunities. As a career entrepreneur, you should know the trends and what's hot and what's not in your industry. That's your responsibility to know what's happening, right? What's popping right now in your world and to stay ahead of the curve and know about it. You have to know your assets, right? As a career entrepreneur, what you bring to the table, the good stuff you bring, not just the knowledge, skills, and abilities, but maybe you have a book of business. Maybe you just got this real cool social capital going on, right? And when you come to work for someone or with someone, you bring more than just the knowledge, skills, ability, performance, accomplishment, and leadership. So you got to think about that. Now, imagine that you go into a job or you go into an interview thinking, I am a career entrepreneur. This is my product line. This is what I can deliver. This is how we rock. What a different way of thinking about work. I can't say it enough though. You got to know your liabilities too. Every good entrepreneur should know the areas that they still need to work on, where they have gaps. Very important. So a true career entrepreneur will know all of that as well. So again, being that is the first part of you maintaining your independence, declaring your independence, and your boss will stay off your back a little bit more when they know that you're kind of independent. Which leads me to thinking and acting like your own CEO. When I've done seminars in person, and this is something I've said like a long, long, long time ago, but I will say, I am the CEO of Me Incorporated, right? I am Harrison.com. I am the career engineer, TCE now.com. That's who I am. So I think and I act like I'm my own boss. Like I don't need someone else to tell me certain directives because I'm running my shop, right? My gifts, my talents, my experience. I know how to go forward. So when you put that on, that you think of yourself as your own CEO, I have a vision, right? I got my eyes, I can see things. I've got vision for me, for where I want to go. I've got 2 ears, right? So I can listen, I can hear for gaps or places that maybe my contributions or my gifts can improve or stay away from, right? Every business opportunity is not a good business opportunity, right? And again, my mouth for speaking. I have gifts, I have talents, I have experience. I may be able to share some intel, some content to give some power to something or reduce, right? So think of yourself that vision. You have a vision, you're listening, and you have the ability to speak and share information. So that part really is important for you to think and act like a CEO. Now, I've got to put, because I know it when I do this and I just leave it general, folks do the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm saying, be in charge of the things that's in your shop, like in your sphere of responsibility. I ain't telling y'all to go in the server room and unplug the servers and do something in there when working with servers is not your scope of responsibility. I'm saying within your arm's length, your responsibility, the things that you put your hand and mind to that you can improve or take a lead on there. Leave the IT servers alone. That's very important. You got to know where you belong, all right? You guys know how much I talk so much about tech and touching, right? Tech up and touch up, in terms of how you can, in your area of responsibility, and even there may be some places where there's a little extra that you do, but you've got to know how to use the technology of today to help you do what you have to do in your day-to-day career entrepreneurship, right? So do I mean you've got to be designing code and helping AI do its job? No, but you got to know how to use AI. You got to know how to use broadcasting or live streaming applications. You need to know how to use the tools of the trade that help you be accurate, effective, and efficient, not one or the other, like all three. So yes, you're going to have to always tech up and always learn. But high tech isn't the only thing. Technology is part of what we're doing. We got it. But there's other things you have to do too. The touch up is how you do human communication, how you engage. Do you understand how to hold a productive and potent conversation, how to conduct a meeting, what should be said in a meeting, what shouldn't be said in a meeting, how to work with your colleagues or your peers. And yes, everybody don't work like you do, and vice versa. So how do you communicate in order to initiate better commerce, better collaborations, right? Those types of things. That's the touch up part. Some of us are really, really great online. We got every single app under our belt. But if someone asks you a question in person, you have no idea how to respond. And even worse, some of you don't know how to stick. I mean, there's a sticky with communication. If you say what you're going to say what you mean and mean what you say and stick with it. The whole back and forth, yesterday, no tomorrow, yesterday, no. Oh, that's just not something you want to do. That's not what an entrepreneur can do. You can't say yes to a contract and then back out later, right? So career entrepreneurism is really important, but you got to also know how to tech up and touch up when you can. Hey, that's what's up. Those of you just watching us, I'm your career engineer, and I'm talking today about focusing on your own independence at work. And I know this was the month of celebrating America's independence, and I thought, you know what? We need some more independent people at the job and in the business and in your life. How about that too, right? I believe in interdependence, but you should never be totally dependent on anything but the Lord. All right. I got to add that in there. But the Lord. Okay. All right. So let's continue. So we did those two. So as I said, check up and touch up where you can. This also, its cousin would be think up, think through, speak up, right? Very important for independence. Entrepreneurs, we don't have the time. Time is money, money is time, right? To waste time without, if you're going to do something, you have to do your proper due diligence. And it's cool to think up. When I mean think up, it's like, okay, I've been doing this for a while. This is comfortable, very comfortable, very comfortable. Well, maybe there's something I need to do differently. There's some evolution. There's some kind of way that this can go to the next level. So think up a little bit. Don't always be so comfortable with what you know, right? You get what I'm saying? And think through things. Don't get so excited, entrepreneurs, that, oh my gosh, this is the next big thing. Let me run. You better think it through. Think about hope for the best, plan for the worst, right? What could happen if? Those what if statements, very important for entrepreneurs, very important on the job. And of course, hey, if you have a better way to do something in a better way, speak up. Stop always waiting for being invited to. I mean, okay, yeah, I'm gonna say this because I know I get hit for it a lot. I really don't wait for invitations to speak up. Many of you who know me personally know that. I mean, it is what it is. I feel I can bring some value. I believe I can help improve something because I've done it before. I'm going to speak up. I'm not waiting to be invited to the conversation. That's just my thing, right? So again, don't be afraid to share your thoughts, your ideas, or your different perspective. Just because there's a popular feeling in the room going on doesn't mean what you have to say isn't valuable. If you've got some proof positive, as you get ready to speak up, you've got your potent power to say, hey, been there, done that, got the hat and the baseball cap and everything else. So I know this can work. Okay. So this is important. You have to be able, if you're going to be independent in your career, in your life, in your business, thinking it through, maybe before you make a decision, think it through and stick with your decision. Can y'all tell that's a little thing for me when people don't stick with their decisions? It's really a thing with me. Like I said, a big one. And I'm an extrovert. So I might be a little much on this area, but don't always got to wait for the invitation. You really don't. I mean, everybody's waiting to be invited and you're wondering why they haven't invited. Just say what you got to say. As long as it's intelligent and it makes sense and you got some proof, you're good. So don't always wait. All right. My last point as we're going through this, and I hope this is helping folks, but I can't say it enough. With independence comes positivity. Your positivity can be potent. I mean, you have the opportunity, my career entrepreneurs, my traditional entrepreneurs, my folks who want a better life, to change your atmosphere by the power of being positive. Now, let's keep this real. I'm not sitting there talking about rainbows and raindrops, everything is Alice in Wonderland when life is upside down. But what I'm saying is, even when there are those lemons, come on, y'all know I'm getting ready to say, add some sugar to it, make some lemonade, because it could always be worse. So think about that. So, I think who said this? I think it's in my book, a pastor years ago, and he could have gotten it from someone else too. But your attitude impacts your altitude. So even if it's a miserable day, do you literally have to be as miserable as the day? How about you just kind of check yourself and get your attitude right? But the way you think, the way, your attitude really shows in your actions. So if you're thinking negative and woe is me and life sucks, I need a straw. I mean, how is your work product going to be based on that, right? Your body can't do opposite of what this is telling you. So your attitude does impact your altitude. And like I said, if you have, even when it's tough times and you're being squeezed and things is happening on the job, in the business, in life, your character, the real you will come out. But let's face it, nothing grows or spreads from negativity but negativity. So if the atmosphere is negative and then you inhale that atmosphere and produce negativity, do you really expect something good to come from it? That's not independence. That's something else. So let's spread that positivity. Let's keep it positive, keep it potent, and let's have a time to be independent. And I think I might do this like every Independence Day. It's deeper than the whole Declaration of Independence. What is your Declaration of Independence for your career, your life, and your business? Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Make sure if you have a question or comment about this or anything I have said, you can hit me up at info@tcenow.com. And of course, TCEnow.com to find everything and to watch this wonderful video again on replay. But if you have a question or comment, don't forget to put it in there. All right, you guys be blessed. I look forward to seeing you next month. I told you, I try to do these in 15 minutes, so I'm 12 seconds over. So you know what? I got to go. Thanks for watching our Career and Business show. I hope you learned a lot about today's topic. If you enjoyed the show, please let me know by visiting our website, tcenow.com, and sending me an email. I'd love to hear from you.